Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. I'm Lamar Haven. Welcome to Foul Play. Foul Play is a game on Steam. I think it's also on Xbox 360, and it is a co-op game. Co-op beat-em-up, actually, in the vein of things like Castle Crashers and games like that. However, I don't have somebody to play with, and finding online games, as you might see if I will check for you real fast, find a match. There are none. So finding a match to play, you pretty much have to know somebody else who has the game if you want to play online with them. However, I will be playing alone as Dashforth. Now, as you might see, I have beaten this game already. It unlocks everything. I even have a set of items. Don't worry too much about that. It doesn't really affect the gameplay as much as you might think. It'll just make things somewhat easier on me. Not that you necessarily need it. This game is not terribly difficult unless you want to do really well. I'll explain as the game goes on. In the meantime, let's go to Act 1 of Play 1. One time at Bandit Camp. Good evening. I am renowned demonologist Baron Dashforth. I hunt the dark and monstrous things in this world. I have spent my life binding and banishing the unspeakable, and tonight I have promised to recount these adventures to you. I fully intend to. You will know everything, I promise. You may not thank me for it. What a dashing dapper man. Mr. Scampwick. It was Cairo, 1895. The British Empire had lost contact entirely with the dig site. I immediately suspected foul play. Come, Mr. Dashforth. It's just over the next rise. So you may immediately notice a very interesting aesthetic with this. We are in a play. What we are experiencing is Dashforth's retelling of instances of his life. Something he has kept much of a mystery to the general public to now. Bandits! Hand delivered. As promised, I shall expect a generous cut. You'll expect a cut of some kind. You intend to rob us, gentlemen? Goodness no, Mr. Dashforth. We intend to kill you first. And then loot your corpses. Classic Whitechapel tourist trap, sir. I should have clocked earlier. I suppose we can't blame the chap for trying, Mr. Scampwick. Let's make it quick, Dashforth. Oh, I intend to. Alright, so here we have the combat. X button allows you to do quick attacks. Y button allows you to do launching attacks. It's all about combos, and notice the meter in the top middle of the screen. You might notice also that these guys have an interesting little spark that hit them when they're about to attack. If you press the B button, you can counter. Follow the guide's tracks, Mr. Scampwick. It's our only chance of escaping this blasted sandpit. Alright, so what you want to try and do is when you counter, you are able to counter with specific type of attacks. If you press X, you start combos. If you press Y, then you start that. Stunning pile driver. So you might notice I'm getting quite a bit of combo here. I'm going to see if I can perform. Yes, a perfect scene. You get a perfect scene if you're able to keep a combo throughout the entire scene and not get hit. The Mudo-meter in the top middle of the screen, that is what you're using to determine your, essentially, health. And it also increases your score. What happens is, the more interesting things, and the longer you can keep your combo, the more the crowd loves you. And I dropped a combo. It happens.
I wasn't really trying to get another perfect scene there. You also noticed in the bottom left corner of the screen, I got something special when I did a perfect scene. Every single every single act, I should say, in a play has special bonuses that you need to achieve. By achieving these, you get items that you can equip later. And in doing so, make yourself more powerful. Alright. Keeping these chains going isn't always the easiest, even this early in the game. But another perfect scene. Alright, you might notice right underneath my Mudo meter, I have a bar that is filling up with stars. Those are your rank for the mission. You see, 5 is maximum. Alright, that enemy threw something at me. I will be able to do something about that if I allow him the opportunity to do it again. Right now, I'm being very boring because... get him! Because I'm trying to concentrate. On commentary. Not always easy. Alright. So now we have ambushed them in the dead of night. It's their turn to experience it. Oh, I got hit. Alright. You see, as enemies bounce around, they can also hurt each other. This is important, if you're playing 2 players. The co-op in this game is pretty robust, and I dropped my combo, and allows for very interesting double team moves. Gah! Scampwick, are there any other Whitechapel customs we should share with our good friend? Depends whether we can rustle up a sock and a set of billiard balls, sir. Invaders! Infidels! Alarm! Well, okay then. Remember what I taught you about larger foes, Mr. Scampwick. Aim for the crotch, sir. Excellent. Carry on. Not much for fighting fair, is he? Then again, his usual fare isn't people. It's demons. So one can probably understand it. So when you stun an enemy by hitting him, a large enemy, by hitting him enough, you can create one of those combos where you break through his guard. Oops, there we go. You might have noticed that the guy threw a knife, and I blocked it like I would counter in any other attack. In doing so, I was able to reflect it back at him. This is important because there are a lot of things that they ask you to do in certain scenes, like reflecting a certain amount of attacks. Now, I am mostly ignoring the extra things that you can do. Like, I'll pause right here and I'll show you. On the left, you'll see take out Bandit Leader last and achieve a 50 times combo battling the Foreman. 1, spoiler, there's an enemy called the Foreman later. 2, I will try to do the challenges, but I'm not going to go back for them if I don't accomplish them. And most of them, as you might have noticed there, I've already completed them. Because, like I said, I've played this game before. I've beaten it. And I didn't bother to clear my save because I didn't really feel, it was necessary. They managed to get me. So, I'm going to start showing off other stuff that you can do beyond the basics, because right now, all I've shown you is the basics. Because that's all you would have at this point if you didn't have a file like mine. Anytime there's a spotlight, stand in it. That guy's a flag. Fools! My men will have you suffer 1,000 cuts. Boo! Mr. Dashforth's gonna mess you right up, mate. Ain't that right, Mr. Dashforth? Mr. Scampwick, that chair seems to be in the midst of a terrible fit. Reckon he's a big fan of yours, sir. Save him until last, Mr. Dashforth. Then have Mr. Scampwick kick him in the unmentionables. Above all things, we must win the audience. Follow his advice. So that's the basic idea, that's the plot, I should say, behind the mechanic. The audience is asking for specific things to happen in a scene, because they think it'll be interesting. And Mr. Dashforth is quite interested in keeping the audience entertained. Guess he's a showman. Alright. Nope. And you are last, sir. Oh, come on. There you go. Take out the bandit leader last, and you get that. And what the? You don't look like a bandit. Why are they moonwalking? Why are they dragging him away? All of this and more to be answered. Demon broken. Sir? He seems very confused. Psst, 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 psst. Hey, in there. Kill! Yeah, I didn't need to say that. He voice acted his own thing. Defend yourself, Mr. Scampwick. You'll get no quarter here. Say hello to the Demon Broken. It's possible that it's actually just pronounced demon, but for some reason, sometimes when you see demon written, it has an A in it before the E, and I don't know why. But then I've also heard it pronounced differently. So, I don't know. It's a good question. Anyway, see, that is an extra attack that you can do. And that is an extra attack you can do. As you level up, you might notice I'm level 12 and max level, because I got it just naturally through beating the game. Yes, crawl off screen. Bad stage, what's it called? Actor. Bad actor. So who's this? Oh dear! So this is where you're supposed to get a 50 hit combo. Meet the foreman. There we go. Alright. Nope, gotta get away. Alright, you might have noticed that I did a little dodge. If you hit right trigger, ow, you'll dodge. Nope. Getting my butt kicked. I don't know if I'll manage to get my 50 hit combo. But I'll keep trying. Alright. If you hit the shoulder buttons at the same time, when you have your health bar filled up, you won't have this at the beginning of the game, you have to earn it, you'll start getting double combo. But it only lasts so long, and I completely wasted it. Alright, let's see if I can't build it up some more. Your best option for building up combos is the little guys. So that's who you should focus on. There we go. So you might notice every once in a while they show the counter symbol over their heads when I fling them against the wall and they bounce. There's a reason for this. In multiplayer, you will be able to counter or continue a tossed enemy's attack that somebody else started. Alright, come on. I've almost got him. Oop, missed him. And he's dead. And I was about to show off one last attack on him. Didn't get the chance. He was off his rocker. They were demon broken, Mr. Scampwick, undoubtedly. It seems we have come to the right place. Be cautious. Follow me. So as this is meant to recall many of the encore, you get, I don't know what causes this, but it basically just means congratulations, extra points. My preferred method is to wait for them to attack, counter, oops, and do the pile driver. As they fly away, any enemies that aren't nearby, you can see, get knocked away. So not only does it knock away all the enemies next to you, oops, it stopped, okay. Not only does it knock away all the enemies next to you, but it'll knock away enemies near the edge of the screen. And I only got 4 stars, but that's okay, it happens. You can equip items to increase your fame rating at the end if you want. I think getting 5-star rating does something, I don't remember what though. Anyway. So now we are on to Act 2 of Play 1, Kane Unstable. I will go ahead and show you what I have equipped right now. I have the Ivy Pentagram, special move meter fills faster. That was the thing I showed you with the shoulder buttons. I'll start using that more often. And the Barracorn Hoof, the pile driver attack range increased. I love the pile driver attack. Very good at clearing out a bunch of enemies that are on you. Parry plus pile driver, take out enemies around you. Hurry just before projectile is about to hit to get ace return. Seems awfully quiet for a dig site, sir. Something had stolen all the measure of sanity from these men, Mr. Scampwick. I intend to find out what. So as we are recalling Dashforth's history as a demonologist, we're also recalling much of his history of his partnership with Scampwick. You will find, I'll show you in between the plays, I'm going to show you guys some of the background scenes that you get. Writings of Dashforth himself, or his, or other people that are important to the story, all making comments on stuff that leads into why Dashforth is doing this and what his life has been like. There we go. Didn't get a perfect scene. Alright, so our challenges for this time is throw three enemies into breakable props. That should not have been a tongue twister. 2, perform 2 ace returns, and 3, perform 3 perfect scenes. So I'm going to work on trying to get them done. Like I said, I will try and show off any strategy I have for trying to complete the challenges, but I am not going to go out of my way to do them. If I feel like I'm not going to be able to do it in the one run that I'm showing on that I'm recording, then I'm just not going to do it. Because I've done most of the ones I care about already. That looks like a soldier. Rifle shot. Nasty. Easy, lad. Who did this? General Kane must keep order. Gone, sir. We must locate the dig site barracks, Mr. Scampwick. I intend to ask this General Kane some questions. Alright, we got company. Alright, so you see there are some breakables here. If you press parry button, which for me is B on the Xbox 360 controller, and then you parry again, you'll throw them. You can point them in a direction with the joystick if you wish. And since I'm already in a situation where I failed the perfect scene, I'm going to go ahead and go out of my way to get that. So the challenge calls for one more breakable item being thrown into. We will do that. Perfect scene does... it doesn't count just the enemies that first spawn on the screen. Yeah, it's the entire scene or the area when you're stuck in one area of when the camera's focused only on one area. So the scene would have included those 2 enemies that popped in. And the actor crawls off screen and runs away. This is a very, very well put together play, you have to admit. So you can see the scene transitions fairly clearly, and the stage hands often make the mistake of being on the set when they're not supposed to. I'm sure we can forgive them for such silliness. I have to say, though, the overall aesthetic of this game is amazing. And there's my 3rd perfect scene. Oops, I had breakable objects in that area. I probably should have taken advantage of that. Alright. Since I was already hit, I'm not getting a perfect scene here. Not that it matters. Perfect scenes, if they're not for a challenge specifically, you're pretty much just getting them to fill the Muto meter like mad. There you go. Alright, So what happens is, if you hold down your button to attack and you swing, it'll do one attack. If you hold down the left trigger and hold down a button, it'll do something else. So I'm going to see if I can't get... Nope, missed. That attack right there builds up a ton of combo, and it's kind of necessary later in the game if you want to complete certain challenges. There we go. Get some more broken objects out of the way. Oh, I already did. My mistake. So we haven't run into any enemies that allow us to reflect attacks yet. We haven't been able to perform an ace return. So we know at some point in this act we're going to have to. Maybe there'll be something new house here. Whoa! Quickly, Scamplick, inside!
Ready those rifles, lads! I suppose a cup of tea's out of the question, then. General Kane, I presume? I'm the only man capable of helping you now. Stand your men down. It's far too late for that. What did you find here? Why are you so afraid? Fire!
Looks like they're beyond help. These men are either so afraid of Kane or whatever else they found that they're not going to be able to be any help. Come on. There we go. One ace return in the middle of a normal combo, in fact. Alright. Get you out of the way. Depending on how you shake up your combo, depends on how you might end it. See, if you continue with X, you usually hit the enemy in a more horizontal fashion, whereas if you end with Y, you end them in a vertical fashion. Come on, fellas. You know you want to try and shoot me. Boom! There's my ace return. So, all the challenges that could be completed are now completed. And out you go. So now we don't have to worry about challenges anymore. Alright. So, the idea is you want to try and get as many enemies involved in your combos as you possibly can. Because every enemy you hit adds another point to your combo. So, right then I was basically hitting for 4 times a combo per hit. Because I was hitting 2 enemies, and it was doubled because I used my special move. My special meter, I should say. So you might be asking, if you have no health bar, how exactly do you lose? Well, I'll admit, I don't think I've ever actually lost a life in this game. I don't think I've actually been forced to retry an act. But if you get hit more and more, the Muto meter drops, and eventually it drops to a ×0 multiplier, I think. And when it does that, you officially lose. So your goal is to keep your Muto meter high. This can happen when you face bosses. The Scarab motif. It couldn't be. Al-Bakra? Al-Bakra, sir. A city so cursed it was buried beneath the desert for all eternity. Sounds like Coventry. Ow. So there's a lot of British slang, like old-style British slang that you can find here, especially from Mr. Scamplick, in case you haven't noticed. He's a very interesting character, but I think it's misinterpreted a lot by other folks who have played this game. And I'll explain what I mean by that at some point, as we go across more and more of his history through the extra material that you get in this game. Run! Get out! No, I think I'll be staying, thank you. Nope. See, that's one of the problems with this, that you have to be careful of. I'm not saying it's a problem with this game, I was about to say that for some reason. No, it's sort of... When you only have like 2 or 3 enemies on the screen, you can't count on having to block or counter to continue your combo. But later on in the game, you tend to get a lot more enemies on the screen fighting you at once. So you're
constantly blocking. The game also doesn't care if you miss, as you might have noticed. It cares about how quickly you get back into a combo. So, yeah. That is one good thing not to worry about. But as I said, later in the game, you're going to be spoiled for choice about who you want to hit. Trust me. Alright. Got rid of all them, and a perfect scene. It's coming! Sounds dirty. So, you found the city of Albacra, Kane. Stay back! It has been promised to me! It was buried for a reason. No! Alright, welcome to the battle with General Kane. So, if any of you aspiring gamers are trying to think of a way to get a perfect scene during boss fights, I'm going to tell you right now, that's pretty much impossible. So don't count on it. Oof. That hurt. Alright, so we've got company now. Almost every boss fight you're going to find comes with... Ow! Comes with its own group of ads that you got to take out. So, oh! I let myself get hit by that. I'm pretty sure you can counter it. If not, you can dodge, which I'm terrible at, by the way. Alright. Nope, nope. Explosion's bad. I'm pretty sure those explosions can hurt his own people. Oof. See, I got a 12 combo from using that attack once. If you get right on, ow, that really hurt. If you get it right on in a better way than I usually do, you can really rack up a combo. I mean, it seems like you can get a 20-hit combo just from it. And that's without using your special. Alright, come on. He's almost done. Usually at some point you want to stop, you want to ignore his minions, because in almost every boss fight they're permanently respawning. Oh dear, get away! The king waits for you in the city, and by the end you will kneel before him. I know what waits in that city, Kane, and it is no king. Royalty, eh? Should have worn my good cap. Indeed, Mr. Scampwick. We should not keep them waiting. Encore performance! There we go. That ought to get some points. Alright, so we are nearing the end of this video. Once this encore is over, and I'm going to make it a point, after every video, I'm going to try and show some of the background information. Hopefully, we will start to get a full picture of what exactly is going on. Not just here, and not just in the past, but maybe the future as well. Magnificent encore bonus! And that was Kane Unstable. So now that we've completed those, let us head back and check out the Daemon Diary. Concerning Demons. Chapter 1, Eustacia Lenkov. November 16th, 1863. Eustacia. It has been 2 years to the day since the incident in Paris, and I fear I have won the patience of our closest friends. For though there is sympathy, there is not belief. They smile their patient smiles, and all the while think me a madman. Matters must be taken into my own hands. I will learn about these creatures. I will study every facet of their shadowed existence, and then I shall hunt them, and they shall pay for what they have done to you. H.D. P.S. Sebastian remains strong. He has your eyes, but I fear he has my temperament. I miss you every day. Eustacia Lenkov, 1833 to 1858. So, who the heck wrote that? And about whom exactly? The Hunter's Journal. Chapter 1, New Apprentice, April 29th, 1893. So far after the last thing we read, I have taken on an apprentice, and in doing so I have once again outraged much of London's high society in the process. How on earth I would make a demonologist from one of their own mewling, pampered, idle, and otherwise entirely unremarkable spawn is a mystery. No, I have chosen someone I deem entirely capable, a Master Scampwick Steerpike. He begins tomorrow. SD. So if we're to use this as an example, Sebastian Dashforth, and that means HD must be his father. My first hunter's guide. Name, the foreman. Distinguishing features. Mr. Dashforth said people act differently in the foreign parts, and make no mistake, this fellow was proof. He's filed his teeth down to points. Now where I grow up, people respected a good set of teeth. You could sell a tooth for a farthing on Chandlerswick Avenue. Dangers. Respect a man that takes his work seriously, even after being horrifically broken by a demonic entity from the nether regions. Those pickaxes were a bit nasty. Suggested action. When he gets a charge on, steer clear. I've seen freight trains with better brakes. Name? General Kane. Distinguishing features. Everyone knows General Kane. He was on the posters all over the place, getting lads to join up for the big ruck happening overseas. So he looks like that, except terrified and ever so slightly mental. Dangers. Call me old-fashioned, but I can't help but feel more care should be taken with high explosives when in close conflict situation. Trust me, it's all fun and games till your cousin Frank's gone deaf and the orphanage has mysteriously burned down. Suggested actions. I see cannons as very much an outdoor activity, though I don't have official armor training, so I could very, very well be mistaken. Either way, when in doubt, stay away from the end with the hole. Advanced maneuvers. So these are all things that you begin to learn. You might notice there's a little number on the right side of the screen that tells you when you learn them. So the parry throw is something you learn first, then you get the showstopper, and so on and so on. I've shown most of these attacks, so I don't feel the need to go through all of these. But when you play the game, they'll teach you each one. And some of those were spoilers for enemies that are going to be coming up, so hopefully you don't look too hard. Oops. So, with that said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you folks next time.